So what happened today was it was absolutely horrible. This transgender named Robin Westman wrote a manifesto and posted on YouTube that they were going to do this. And they were talking in this manifesto about how that they felt bad even before they did it, and the stigma that it was going to cause their parents and their brothers and sisters. And you can just tell that it was written by a person that was definitely on some sort of SSRI or, psychotropic drug. And they obviously probably, and I don't know this person, probably just mentally ill, and they wanted to get attention. And this trans bit is basically, nobody cares anymore. You're not special if you're trans. As a matter of fact, being trans is literally gets you no social clout anymore. So these transgender shooters that are very frustrated with their opinion from their peers, their opinions from their parents, they decide to go out and do the most horrific thing possible by going and shooting up a school. Now, some of the images, this person said F Israel and said some anti-Semitic remarks, but at the same time, on their way to the Catholic Church, I believe they passed 4 synagogues. So I don't know how much of what he was saying was meant to be how he really felt, or kind of meant to be like what I do, astroturf as your opposition in order to make them look bad. And the same shooter also said that they're fans of Brandon Herrera. I texted Brandon. They said that they had met Brandon. Brandon said that he didn't remember meeting them. So I just find it very peculiar, some of the messaging this transgender shooter used. And they weren't very smart, but they knew what they were doing with this manifesto, posting it online, making sure that we can all get it before the authorities were able to take it down. So, I don't like being right about this, but this is a serious issue. You got a lot of people that are on these SSRIs, these antidepressants, and they cause suicidal idealization or, ideation. People always get mad at me that I don't say that word correctly. But my point is, they fantasize about suicide. And oftentimes that fantasy involves other people dying because they want to hurt people because they felt that they've been so hurt. And this is the sad community that we're living in. And you have people like Trey Gowdy that are trying to say, oh, blame this on a white guy. First of all, this is not because they're white, even though white people do a lot of shootings. This is because they were mentally ill and their parents coddled this person. And I do think that the parents probably deserve some sort of responsibility for this. I don't know if they deserve necessarily to go to jail, but they definitely deserve to probably be punished for the actions of their transgender son. So, very sad day. Mo, you wanted them to turn into Swiss cheese, which is probably not the proper take. That probably will be considered insensitive to the audience.
I understand that, but look, at the end of the day, I try to bring the lightness in the dark. That's why I wear sunglasses, because I want to bring real light to this situation. Because look, he might have snorted some perk 30s before he did it.
Maybe they...
Or she. My bad for,
Don't
misgender,
yes, please. Robin was their name. And
Robin.
They probably were off on perk 30s. I know those perk 30s, they have fentanyl on it, and then, you're getting transgender surgery, you're cutting your breasts off. There's a lot of pain with that. And I wouldn't be surprised if they were on some sort of street perks. And a lot of those street perks, they're done by a pill press, and you're not actually getting authentic, pharmaceutical grade drugs. So you like to do a little perks in crack, right? Is that correct?
I love me some good crack. Look.
I'm so fly, I'm aligned with the planes. My grind so refined, I got no time for no games. Ask yourself